Hello friends, myself Kanchan Sinha from Sri Shankaracharya Mahavidyalaya Junwan Vilai. Today I am going to discuss about the nature of knowledge, which is the part of curriculum and knowledge unit 2. Today I'll describe the detail of the knowledge. First of all, the meaning of knowledge. Derivative meaning. Epistemology comes from the Greek word episteme, meaning knowledge, and logos, meaning science. Epistemology is one of the branches of philosophy which is concerned with the theory of knowledge. It solves two fundamental problems of knowledge, that is, origin of knowledge and validation of knowledge. Term knowledge, information, data, and wisdom are interrelated with each other. We can define knowledge as assured belief, information, enlightenment, practical skill, and acquaintance. Definitions of knowledge. Plato has examined three definitions of knowledge, which are: knowledge is perception or sensation, knowledge is true belief, and knowledge is true belief accompanied by rational ground. Finally, Plato called knowledge as justified truth. David denotes knowledge as inference from truth. Subjective view of knowledge. There are two subjective views. One is state of mind and other is practice. Objective view of knowledge is of three types, that is knowledge as object, knowledge as access of information, and knowledge as capability. Now we will find out the difference among data, information, knowledge, and wisdom. Data is sense perception regardless objects, persons, or events are recorded in the mind in the form of data. Each small bit of information about a thing recorded in the mind is called data. Information. Information refers to data that has given some meaning by way of reflection, connection. In computing terms, it is the data that has been processed. When data arranged sequentially with a purpose, it reveals some meaningful information. Knowledge, it is related to the facts, concepts, theories, and principles that are taught. Knowledge is accumulation of facts and information. Wisdom. Wisdom is a synthesis of knowledge and experiences into insights. Knowledge is knowing how to use the gun. Wisdom is knowing when to use it and when it to keep it hoisted. Nature of knowledge. First nature is abstract nature of knowledge, which is shared understanding, be it justified truth or agreement between two ideas. Social nature of knowledge is socially shared understanding, as it is developed through collective pursuit of the community members of the society. Individuals acquire a great deal of knowledge from their own experiences. Simultaneously, they build up the knowledge through association with fellow humans. Therefore, the knowledge is acquired and built up only in society, and its root lies in the social activity of man. Thirdly, knowledge is cumulative. That is, it is socially preserved and transmitted from one generation to the future generation. It is continuous to grow and develop in generation with the help of new understanding of reality, knowledge of the reality. Nature of knowledge. No, knowledge is both limited and limitless. The cumulative character of knowledge also informs us both limit and limitless nature of knowledge. At any particular stage in the development of humanity, knowledge comes up against limits set by the limited character of available experience and by the existing means in obtaining knowledge. In other words, the known is always bounded by the unknown, but are not the unknowable. Knowledge is always on probation. Knowledge meets our daily requirement. It means to reach the truth of nature of knowledge. Importance of knowledge. It is very important for our life. A famous Sanskrit verse says that an educated person is honored everywhere. It has equipped man with limitless power. With knowledge, man can dominate over beings who are much stronger than him in strength. It helps human and prompted the progress of our civilization. It accounts for the success of the people. The more knowledgeable we are, the more advantage we are over the other people. Characteristics of knowledge. It is like wealth, the more he gets, the more he craves. It never decays, it once gained casts a light beyond its own immediate boundaries. Information is the source of knowledge. The word knowledge implies three things: truth, proof, and conviction. Facts and values are the basis of the structure of knowledge. Knowledge is boundless. Now we will focus on types of knowledge. There are many types of knowledge. First of all is factual knowledge, that is ability to know the facts. Knowledge is referred to what we do with information and how we make meaning from it. Conceptual knowledge is ability to conceptualize the action. Third, procedural knowledge means knowing how to perform an action. Analytical knowledge, which means ability to analyze the action. Next is conditional knowledge, means knowing the ways and purpose of knowledge. Metacognitive knowledge is the ability to monitor, regulate, control, and organize our own mental activity. There are other types of knowledge, that is priori knowledge, posteriori knowledge, propositional knowledge, non-propositional knowledge, explicit knowledge, and tactic knowledge. Priori knowledge is the word means before or from earlier. It implies that a person can derive knowledge from the world without needing to experience it. Deductive reasoning forms the basis of arriving conclusion. It means that there are certain assumptions that one can take for granted. This knowledge is non-empirical. This type of knowledge comes from theoretical reasoning rather than actual observation or personal experiences. Posteriori knowledge. The literal meaning of posteriori is from what comes later or from what comes after. It is the knowledge which is gained through experience. A posterior knowledge depends on experimental evidences or warrant. This knowledge is empirical and is arrived afterward. Truth of physics, chemistry, biology are the example of posteriori knowledge. Posterior judgment adds to the knowledge, but the knowledge yielded can sometimes be uncertain or problematic. This kind of knowledge is gained by first having experiences and then using logic and reflection to derive understanding from it. It is believed a priori knowledge is more reliable than posterior knowledge. Propositional knowledge, also known as descriptive or declarative knowledge. Illicit knowledge is propositional knowledge. Propositional knowledge is one which can be literally expressed in proposition. It is a knowledge of something and not about how to do something. For example, we can learn to use computer, but we don't know how to program a computer. Non-propositional knowledge, also known as procedural knowledge. It is opposite to propositional knowledge, used or applied in specific problem and situation. It gives the rules and guidelines for initiating legal action, conducting functions, and dealing with administrative problems. What we have learned is propositional knowledge. It's time to apply here. Explicit knowledge, the knowledge that can be communicated by using formalized language. This knowledge can be found in textbooks and encyclopedias, something that can be readily articulated, codified, assessed, and verbalized. It is more formal and reliable. Knowledge that is recorded and communicated through media like libraries, etc. Tacit knowledge. Knowledge that is difficult to transfer to another person and also difficult to visualize. Facial expression, body movements and gesture, body language, etc. may communicate the information. Knowledge thus communicated non-verbally is tacit knowledge. It is opposite to explicit knowledge. Explicit knowledge is easily transferable and tacit knowledge is almost impossible to be communicated. It is considered as intangible knowledge. It is based on intuitions. Sources of knowledge. There are various sources of knowledge. Number one is through intuition. Second, belief. Third, tenacity, that is verification over the years. Fourth, traditions, practice through generation and generations. Fifth, personal experiences, means personal testing and experiences. Authority, that is words told by experts. Next is divine and supernatural powers, the revelation of God and other powers. Next source is reason and logic. We get knowledge by reasoning and by logical sense. Next is scientific method. We get knowledge through scientific method derived from empirical procedure. Other sources are through perception, introspections, memory, reason and testimony. Perception is gained through our five senses, that is sight, touch, hearing, smelling and tasting. Through this we observe, we get some knowledge. Introspection, one knows what mental state one is in, whether one is thirsty, tired, excited or depressed. Memory is the capacity to retain knowledge acquired in the past. What one remembers through need not to be past event. Reasons, some belief could appear to be justified solely by the use of lesson justification of that if said to be prior to any kind of experiences. Testimony is to acquire knowledge through testimonies, is to come to know on the basis of someone else's knowledge. Facets of knowledge. Number 1, knowledge as participation. Number 2, knowledge as content. Number 3, knowledge as relation. Knowledge as participation is cleaning the neighborhood, home visits to educate young others, visiting hospital, joining the adult literacy campaign, etc. Knowledge means we are getting knowledge through participating the functions or the organization. Knowledge as content, that is what is taught in educational institution as outlined by curriculum, syllabus, textbook or reference book. Progress in learning periodically assessed by oral, written or practical test. Third, knowledge as relation, means knowledge and learning are related. By relating what one learns now, what he has already learned, his knowledge gets restructured and refined. Knowledge and experiences are related. What, when and how to learn and the interaction between knowledge and experiences goes on. Now we will discuss about different forms of knowledge. Sensory knowledge, experiential knowledge, demonstrative knowledge, logical knowledge, institutive knowledge, revealed knowledge and digital knowledge. Number 1, sensory knowledge. Knowledge acquired through sense perception. It need not be always true. For example, to our senses it may appear that sun rises in the morning and sets in the evening daily, which is not true. According to science, sunrises and sunset are caused by the rotation of earth around the sun and not by the movement of the sun. Experiential knowledge. When sense perception are stored in mind as images and applied in thinking whenever need arises. Such kind of knowledge acquired is called experiential knowledge. Number 3, demonstrative knowledge. When we perceive the agreement or disagreement between two ideas or events indirectly through a series of intermediate ideas. For example, if A is greater than B and B is greater than C, then we know demonstratively that A is greater than C. Next is logical knowledge. When knowledge is acquired through the use of inductive and deductive reasoning, that knowledge is known as logical knowledge. Intuitive knowledge, when the mind transcends the sensory perception and intellectual reasoning and gets deeply absorbed in the highest level of consciousness, enabling use to understand situation, people's feeling or agreement, disagreement of two ideas, etc., immediately without the need for conscious reasoning or study. It is called intuition. Revealed knowledge, knowledge that is beyond human experiences and revealed by God or the Almighty to stag and sense or Masihas constitute revealed knowledge. Examples are Vedas, Bible, Quran, etc. Digital knowledge, text and documents stored in the digital form and is accessible to computer represent digital knowledge. Developing the skills required to access such information constitutes digital knowledge. So we can conclude that knowledge is different from data, information and information. Knowledge is an area that can be defined as justified belief about relationship among concepts relevant to that particular area. It can be of different type. Knowledge has several characteristics. It has several different sources and it is very important for the sustenance of our life. Thank you.